Welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
I'm Nerd.
Welcome to episode 278. Shit, that's a lot of fucking episodes. Today we're going to be talking about con burnout, hobby burnout, also hobbying stuff.
Life burnout.
All the things on today's episode. But before we do that, let's get to the business. We want to thank Midnight Heroes for being awesome and providing quality chibi miniatures and a chibi miniature game coming out that you can demo and play at Warfare Weekend. And don't forget, there is a special edition Warfare Weekend chibi miniature, Captain Avira, that you can purchase from them. So that'll be pretty cool if you haven't already shown the picture of it so you can see it. We want to thank Muse on Minis for helping us get our podcast out and to the masses. We want to thank Parabellum War Games, makers of Conquest. Make sure you check it out, and you can find a link on our Twitch area that you can get 10% off your first order. We want to thank the awesome guys at Turbo Dork for making turbo shifting and metallic paints. One of our favorites peoples in the world.
Plus their silicone palettes, which, I mean, are good for everyone, even if you don't want some turbo shifting paint.
Yes. They've got some really good stuff. We want to thank Creature Caster for sponsoring the channel also. Makers of some really incredible miniatures. And also Judgment and their tribe with miniatures that you get a 5th edition module to go with. And they will be at Warfare Weekend. On top of that, they'll be running some of their adventures too. So be kind of cool. We got some pretty decent RPGs coming out, being played this year, which we can always have more RPGs. So, I think I got everybody, and that's going to be my spiel. Do we have any shout-outs this week, John?
Not that are coming across my brain right now.
Yeah, I don't think we saw any. Oh, yeah, we did. What's his face from Rocky? Burt Young.
Yeah.
Burt Young, he played the tough guy character.
His cousin Paulie, right?
Yes. Yeah, from Rocky. He was 83, so...
you got this, Rock.
Yeah. I did see that one. He passed away this week. I didn't see the reason why, but, I mean, 83's, been around for a while. So, can y'all think of any other ones?
No.
Like, not that came across my brain there, but,
Yeah.
I have to do a shout out to the Shade Monster that Captain Mizzy destroyed in your campaign, I guess this week. Nerd. Her first roll was a crit on her first roll of your campaign. So shout out to Captain Mizzy. Her first roll of the new campaign was a crit and just smashed her right to pieces. So
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. You know what you did.
yeah, he drew the wrong person. So let's get to some really cool business and some things that we always have to do. And this is what that's what everybody comes in and sees us for. John, what are you drinking tonight? Hey, look, Dr. McGillicuddy's apple pie.
Yep.
Wow.
This is my last bottle for now, so I'll have to go get more.
I found one that we missed last week
Oh.
in terms of celebrity deaths.
Oh.
Piper Laurie. Who played... she was the mother in Carrie.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
So, John, apple pies, that's all you're drinking? No, chaser? Nothing else? Just straight up?
I mean, I have water here, too. Yes, straight up. It ain't
straight up, down,
it's 21%. This is fucking kids' juice. It might as well be apple juice. Not the way I drink it, but in general. Nerd, what are you drinking?
I got strawberry lemonade and vodka.
That sounds good.
It's delicious.
I couldn't find a small glass, so I had to use a tall glass. I have a little bit of Maker's Mark tonight.
Ooh.
Just a small bit of Maker's Mark. Not going to drink a lot. Maybe not even drink the whole thing.
I'm luckily limited by how much I can drink, by how much this bottle's left. Convenient.
So, guys, it sucks out there, and we all know it does. Try to make the best of everything that you've got. I know that things don't go everybody's way, and I know things don't go even my way. And I want to make sure that you are trying to take care of yourself the best way you're possible, whether it's hobbying, whether it's hanging out, whether it's calling gonzo and bullshitting about stuff or whatever. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself. As we always say, if you see something, say something. If you hear something, do something. And if you can do something, do it. But if you can't, find someone that will. Because we got to make sure we take care of each other in this fucked up, shitty world. In any way possible. And if you can donate time, donate energy, even a simple phone call, just do it. Thanks, Nike.
I mean, hey, it's a good slogan.
Yeah, it is. Cheers, people.
I didn't think Nike.
Cheers.
Mine went to Shia LaBeouf. Just do it.
That's good too. I mean, it doesn't matter how
yeah.
you get the message. Just get the message and do it. Times like this, we tend to retreat inward, which is kind of related to our topic, and not do stuff. And we need to do stuff.
We do.
Yes.
And we need to make sure that everybody needs to have their time that they can be away from people and, introvert for a bit, but we got to do stuff. Keep things going.
Yep.
Having a good time.
We're getting into that time of year where going outside is going to be less and less palatable.
Yeah, and the weather is getting, drearier and darker early and all that stuff.
Would you say the weather outside is becoming frightful?
Not delightful.
Hey, look, that's a double pun since Halloween followed by Christmas, and it's a Christmas song, and Halloween's frightful. I'm working here. Fucking work with me a little bit. I'm laying down some deep shit here.
Which, talking about Halloween, I just realized next year's Warfare Weekend, the first day is November 1st, which is a Friday, so Thursday night is Halloween.
Sir, I know it's going to be a pain in your ass, but you got to have a Halloween costume contest then. You got to.
We might have to.
Got to.
If you're doing a costume contest, I will be there.
Well,
shit.
we actually have, so there's a lady, Kathy Nelson, big shout out to Mama Nerd. She is, she's a cosplayer, and her Haley costume actually got invited to a cosplay contest because it was done so well, and she upgraded it and did some more, and she actually is teaching how to do cosplay props this year, which I think is cool, like how to make a van brace out of leather and and a dagger and all this other stuff, and I'm like, that's cool. And I talked to her about doing cosplay contest next year, and with Thursday being October 31st and November 1st is the first day of the convention, we might have to do a costume contest type thing.
Okay, yeah, costume contest, not cosplay, because I'm just like, my character does not exist outside of my brain.
We might have to. I have to talk with her because she's probably gonna be heading up some stuff for us from here on out in Warfare Weekend, and stuff. But because I actually looked at it about when we were gonna try to, if we could change dates, and we can't change dates for the simple fact that if we change dates the week after, if we change it to the next weekend, the week after is Thanksgiving. And I'm like, 22nd, 23rd. It's like the Thanksgiving weekend type thing.
Oh,
so,
the next weekend you have afterwards.
Yes.
What you could change it to is Thanksgiving. That makes more sense.
Yeah, because like next year,
No, it's all good. I
yeah,
understand. Yeah.
Friday the
What I also
1st.
say is that one of the first cons I went to was a LARPing Vampire the Masquerade con, and it was on Halloween weekend, and the costume contest was fucking amazing.
I'm sure it was.
Yes, I know. I don't look like kind of would go to that. It was actually my buddy's idea. I tagged along because I did, and it was fun. It's the first. That's when I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show because I hadn't seen it prior to that. Not
Did
surprising
you get
since I
auctioned
was.
off?
No. We it was on TV. I
Oh,
was hanging out with some people, that I met there, and it was on TV, and we're like, just watched it. They're like, "Oh, this is great." I'm like, "I've never seen it." Like, all right, we're watching it now.
fair.
Yeah. We'll probably do something Halloween related or costume related, like extra prize support or extra whatever. We'll do something fun.
Yeah, hopefully by then I will have the ability to have vacation and
Bobbing
maybe
for
even
minis?
the money.
Bobbing for minis? No. Nobody's sticking their face in water that everybody else is stuck in their face in water. Not in today's day and age.
I had an idea, but I immediately discounted it as horrible. So don't worry about it. Instead, fill the bucket with hand sanitizer and fucking minis and pop
Oh,
into that. That'll be great.
Yeah, no.
my
At least it will
eyes,
be
my
hygienic.
eyes burn in just the mere thought of that.
I mean, never said I had great ideas, just ideas.
We may have to make everything kind of a spooky year on that one. I just realized that because I was talking to the Nancy, which runs the convention stuff this week, about signing up for everything and doing stuff and contracts and that stuff that you're
Yeah.
supposed to do as a convention organizer. And it came up, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Now that you mention that, yeah, fucking bobbing for stuff's not hygienic in the fucking least.
No, not now.
But then again, I mean, yeah, you go into a pool, right? But then there's chlorine in the pool, and you don't want to bob for stuff in chlorine. That's not good. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. My brain's now going down that road, so.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we may have to do something horror based or whatever for next year and everything. And what's funny is, talking about horror based, one of my coworkers likes horror movies, and I was like, "Well, what kind of horror movies?" And she's like, "I don't like jump scare movies. I like good horror movies and stuff." And so we were
Yeah.
talking about movies to watch, and I was like, "Here's one that you have to watch all the time because it's Halloween based and it's still good and it's not a jump scare, but it is Halloween." And she looked at me and she was like, "What?" I'm like, "The Crow," and she's like, "Shit, that was a
That's-
Halloween movie."
That's not a horror movie, though.
No, but that is a Halloween movie,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and that's the
And
reason. That's the reason
I
why I was.
actually haven't seen The Crow in its entirety because I think I've only seen it edited on TV.
Yeah, you need to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Crow in at least 2 months.
I remember when you reviewed it.
I love that movie. I didn't watch it this week. I was planning on watching it for next week, but I might not be on the show next week, so we will see.
Yeah.
I'll still probably watch it, but I might not review it. But then again, I reviewed it not that long ago. I mean, spoiler, 0.
Yeah,
Perfect movie.
it's
Do not
amazing.
change except to have Brendan Lee live through it.
yeah.
Anyways,
Rest in peace, Brendan.
real topic. We should probably get to that.
Oh, yeah. Let me go. I'm going to switch over everything. Our topic today, like it says, we're going to talk about con burnout and hobby burnout. Nerd had brought it up a little bit before about convention drop type thing. And it is a real thing. And going to too many and actually picking and choosing when you go and where you go is actually going to be very important this next year. Not only just for conventions, but moolah. So
As
go ahead.
the wise man once said, is you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Career burnout. I've been there too.
I live there. I fucking live there.
Oh, before we get started, let me say, hopefully my camera will come up pretty quickly. Yes. I got my airship in, and I know that some people wanted to see that
Yeah.
type thing
Yeah,
before.
I mean, it is a model that is not going to convince me to play War Machine of Hordes, but it's close.
Okay,
Like,
so
no complaints to their models. The Magnus's new Jack is awesome. Magnus is cool. That airship is super awesome. Oh, excuse me.
here is the gunner that sits underneath and is all one piece. I kind of wish that the goblin wasn't one piece,
No, I mean,
but I understand. I'm not
Yeah.
butthurt over it.
like in a perfect world, sure, you could probably have it so that he right around that ring with the studs in it. You could have that like seat in with him holding onto it already.
Yeah.
So you could paint him a little bit outside of it. But I remember if they can't painting tip, guys. If you can't reach it with a brush, they probably can't fucking see it. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Just prime black, or at the very least, if you prime white, get black all in that area. So it'll just look okay shading. No one, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Here's the balloon top.
Oh, sweet.
These parts are glued on. They it is hollow, by the way, but it's got a very thick wall. These parts were separate pieces, the pointed ends, and I glued them on already. Oh, I got to do a little bit of cleanup before I got a little bit of some more supports in some places.
Well, if it attaches to the bottom, if you're going to paint it in pieces, you could easily put a handle on the bottom.
Oh yeah, you could do this and just paint it like this. That's what I'm going to do. Here is the actual airship. I'm going to take out the guy that's inside because he is actually a separate piece. You had to glue on this bomb and these bags. And then this was a separate piece that glued in the bottom of this, and then of course this is glued to here. But
No, that's pretty fine. I mean,
oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with this at all.
yeah, maybe paint the guy separate seems fine. You can get reach mode stuff in there.
Oh
But
yeah,
again, remember, a lot of that stuff you're not gonna know
oh yeah,
that you're not gonna see it. That Art of Michael Lavoie says, but I will know it's there. Yes, you will. But part of dealing with that is part of avoiding your hobby burnout, because if you worry about every little fucking thing you can't get your brush to, it's gonna drive you fucking insane.
yeah. So I mean, this guy I'll paint up separately. He's not going to get like extreme detail, but then I'll glue him in.
Well, yeah, he doesn't need to. He needs just basic.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, honestly, you could even, what I would do is I would take a picture of what it, one side and the other side, so I can see what's clearly visible, so I know what I need to detail more. And even after you glue him in, because here's a tip, you're going to want to note where he sits, because you don't want to paint that, because then the glue will adhere to the paint, and that makes it less secure.
Yeah.
So.
That's where the goblin sits. So I mean, pretty easy.
Yeah, you definitely want to glue paint him separately. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just very. I like that it's very clearly where you don't need to worry about paint on him.
Yeah.
And it's a little posable. You can have him swivel to one side or the other.
And then here is the balloon on top. I'm probably not going to glue the balloon on top, but maybe do like a little magnet system. Because this
magnet
is
might be hard because the way it sits, it's made there. You have to put magnets in weird spots.
Yeah, I'm going to
which
see
you
what I
might be
can
able
do.
to do, but
Yeah. But this is a very top-heavy, big model. I mean,
yeah,
It's
but I mean, it's a
huge.
game of that, and with
Yeah.
less
Do you
models
have
nowadays.
a way that you'll eventually be able to suspend that?
like,
I think that would look really cool if you ended up like having a way to suspend it to display it. But
no. But I mean, I got to do a little bit of cleanup. There's still some 3D print supports. No big deal. They all pop off. Whoever does their 3D supports does a really good job.
Yeah. Like
But I mean, this
I
is a
understand
solid.
the common complaint is that it's a 3D printed model. Yes, understood. But they do a good job on it.
Oh yeah, this one is really, really good and really, really impressive.
I'm just more the only complaint I can have is how expensive it is for what is ostensibly a 3D printed model.
Correct.
It's like, as a model, I have no problem paying that price. If GW said, "Hey, cool, here's a war balloon for some fucking Age of Sigmar faction that was just like that at the same price point," I'd be like, "Okay, cool," but it would be better quality. So it's not like bad.
No, it's
Where it is nowadays. Let's be honest. GW would put that model out at like 50% more of the price.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I guess I did found no layer lines, no bad prints, no squish parts. It was really
It is
solid.
professionally done. I have no complaints about what I've seen of them. Even when Bowie got a lot of the models early, little problem with breakage. That's been fixed a little bit, from what I understand. But
Yep.
overall, they were solid quality.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been really happy. I actually do have a list that uses one of those in my Brine Bloods, but I can't field that list yet because I'm still waiting for other models because the expansions are not out yet. So, figured y'all would enjoy that to see what it was like and what it would look like, and it's a fun model. Somebody,
No, it's very cool. Like, that is the kind of model I would potentially purchase just to paint and enjoy.
yeah. What was interesting about this whole model was whenever Privateer Press showed it, the base, they did some graphic design work, and on the base was miniature versions of all their models, so it looked like they were really, really small on the ground. So it looked like the balloon was really high up. And I was like, Okay, that's pretty cool.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah.
And honestly, how does it attach again? Sorry, you're about to paint.
Yeah.
Bring it up later. When you get done with that color, bring it up again. Oh, there you put us down.
Oh.
No, to the base. How does the balloon part attach to the base?
Oh, it is. Give me 1 second. The whole thing attaches. This whole piece. This is all one piece right here. And there's a pinning. There's a pin system in here that you just glue in.
So yeah, you could easily get a clear plastic stand if you wanted it to be further up. You could get rid of that whole bottom fin and just do a clear plastic stand. I have some here in my one of my drawers even because I've done stuff. So just interesting to know.
Yeah, you could. You can do some cool little flight stuff with it. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Captain Mizzy wants to know if it's the bomber or the Raider.
That is the bomber. The Raider has a different gun and different.
And probably no bombs.
And I think the bombs are different.
Okay.
Because I think
Probably smaller bombs.
the Raider has a bombing system, but it's not as. It's a little bit different.
Cool.
So, all right. Sorry.
Topic.
Topic.
No, that's fine.
What? Us get sidetracked?
Never.
Right? Impossible.
It's impossible.
Con burnout or con drop. Now, unless you've got like a ton of money and stuff, you're always going to be picky about where you're going to go. That's just how life is right now. And there's certain cons I'll go to because, those are the ones I like. AKA, I always go to Adepticon if I can. Or I always try to go to Adepticon. I wouldn't mind going back to Gen Con once more, but the cost of Gen Con is
cost to benefit I think is the biggest thing in cons. Now, honestly, con drop is difficult if you're not going to a lot of them. It can still happen, but most of us don't go to that enough cons for that to become a thing.
But
Well, I look at con drop as something different than con burnout. Con drop to me is that dopamine, like serotonin drop that you get after socializing and having it's a legitimate thing, like that emotional high that you get being around people for a while, and then you get home and it goes back to everyday life, and some people just take it extra hard.
Yeah, that's fair. It's sort of the opposite in that case. It's the craving of more cons. So really, you want to make sure that you can afford it. And honestly, this sounds terrible to put it this way, but I don't mean it in any offensive way to anyone. You can sort of get around that by having a good internet social structure with friends. Connect with them. Fucking make a Discord. Just chat. Like I saw people in Discord sometimes. I just go in and like, oh, you're in the chat room alone. Hey, what's going on, dude? That kind of thing can give you that if you find something you're in about, like it was BattleTech Discord. Like, hey, what's going on? You're in here alone, dude. Are you okay? You want to chat with somebody? What's going down?
well, it also could be that your social battery is just done.
Oh yeah. I mean, but this is the opposite. This is the drop after the con. I take it more as it's not your social battery is done. That would be con burnout. This is more of the, you're no longer having the interaction and you want more.
Yeah. And you like it's almost like a combination of like drop and burnout where like you get that serotonin dopamine high and like sometimes adrenaline depending on how intense some of these tournaments or matches get, and you feel absolutely drained afterwards, but at the same time also missing that social interaction, and that's when self-care after cons is so important.
Yes.
And self-care during cons, like making sure you're hydrating, making sure you're eating and sleeping and all that kind of stuff.
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
At least one shower, at least 2 meals, at least 3 hours of sleep. I know some of you young bucks, young ladies can just keep going. Don't. stop and rest. Even if you don't fully sleep, closing your eyes and just chilling for a couple hours will recharge you more and prevent any sort of problems. If you push your body too hard, you may be able to keep going, but eventually your body is going to make you stop. You do not want that. You want to be the one in charge of going, okay, it's time to stop and chill. Let me lie down. If you sleep, you sleep. Set an alarm. If you've got something important you got to get to, set an alarm for a little bit before that. Like, I'd say an hour and a half. Enough time to get a shower, maybe, get a meal, and then go to the event. You can't push yourself too hard to these things. I know it's fun. I know it's great. But you can't push yourself too hard. It's that FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't let. I know how it's hard. Try not to let it affect you. There will still be good times to be had. Just go find the good times. The journey, not the destination. 3 weeks in a row. Just enjoy it while there. It's actually words from a book I read a while ago, where a guy was describing his relationship and why it was different. It's not about spending every moment doing the thing or being with a person. It's about enjoying every moment you're able to spend doing that or being with a person to its fullest. So you don't have to spend every moment. You got brand new friends. It's great. You don't need to spend every moment with them. Just enjoy every moment you are with them to your fullest. It's okay. Look, it's the internet age. You guys don't even fucking know. And I hate to sound like the old guy. Back in the day, you would meet people at the cons. You'd become the best of friends for 3 days, and then you'd never see them again.
Accurate.
And it seems terrible, but it's okay. Most of those people would come up to you like, John, we met at this con. They would instantly be in. That's how we are as gamers. But now with the internet age, you can keep in touch. And I know, like back in the day, we could call, and it's not the same. Like for all of technology's problems, the ability to communicate with people all over the place is great. No, that's great art, Buckle. You said he was gonna be productive and do school stuff tonight, but paint has gotten to the palate. Sometimes you got to. That's part of our topic is paint burnout and fighting that as well. Gonzo was going to bring out that I have not hobby streaked in probably a month, at least 3 weeks. And part of that's because I painted a model. It didn't come out as well as I like. Is it fine? Yeah, it's fine. But that combined with life stress has made me a little upset, so I'm chilling. And you need that. That's part of self-care. In fact, we probably should call this episode self-care. Because that's important, and there's many aspects to it. Some of it is making sure, you keep communicating with the people who you found and love at cons. Some of it is just making sure you stop hobbying. If you're doing something in your life and it is no longer enjoyable, and you don't need it to survive, like work or such, fucking stop doing it.
Yeah, take a break. Either stop doing it entirely or just take a break for a while. Do something else. Change things up. Change your environment.
If you're painting and it's frustrating you, painting should not be frustrating. Stop. Do something else for a bit. It's okay. We're not going to judge you. No one who cares about you is going to judge you.
Yeah.
If you're playing a video game and it's not fun anymore, take a break. It's okay. Different types of fun. Sometimes video games put challenges where you're like, I don't want to challenge. I just want to I used to come home from work and put Halo on fucking easy mode and just murder a bunch of Covenant motherfuckers because I just wanted some cathartic murdering. I didn't want to challenge. I want to challenge, I play something else. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's part of self-care is self-knowledge and knowing what you need, listening to your emotional and mental cues and physical cues to know what you need.
Yeah.
If you come home from work and you're just fucking exhausted, take a nap. Or if you think that's going to ruin your sleep schedule, just chill. Lie down, read a book. Lie down, listen to some music. Eat something, yeah.
Yeah.
We try to avoid the whole eating as, pleasure to, that's how I become fat. But if it keeps you going,
Yeah.
There's a saying, whatever it takes to get you by, right? This is not a fair world. It's not going to be a nice world. Whatever it takes to get you by, within reason, of course. You know, if you come home and you need a shot of whiskey to get by, take a shot of whiskey as long as it doesn't become a problem. If it keeps happening, you might want to see what the core problem is and try and solve that, but you can't always. Sometimes just work was a pain. Go home and have something you enjoy. You know, have a cookie. Cookie makes you
Oh,
happy.
I have to bitch about this.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I have to bitch.
uh-oh.
So I was very busy this week, so I decided to stop off and go grab something to eat on the way home. And so I stopped off at Brahms. I was like, oh, Brahms got this, chicken strip meal. And it's like fries, chicken strips, a cookie, and some gravy and some sauce and, a drink. So fine. I'm like, that's quick and easy, super
Did they
cheap.
forget your cookie?
No, got a
Okay.
fucking raisin cookie in it. I'm like, motherfucker, it looked like a chocolate chip cookie. And when I pulled it out, it was a fucking raisin oatmeal cookie. I'm like, motherfucker. I was so pissed off at that.
Well, I regret to inform everyone this is how More Than Dice ends because John don't brook no dissing on the raisin cookies
I
because
can't.
oatmeal raisin is fucking amazing. The only thing that beats an oatmeal raisin cookie is a fresh, warm chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, I couldn't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal raisin's fucking the bomb diggity.
I was just so mad at that. I was like,
Now, see, I will take an almond spritz cookie over a chocolate chip cookie any day. Like fresh Christmas spritz cookies.
See, everyone, this is what makes us all great, is our differences. Here's three of us. We all love different cookies.
Yep.
I was just all excited about a
I
chocolate chip
don't
cookie, and
really
that
like
motherfucker
almond
gave me
that
a
much.
raisin.
I can understand that. You expect something, you don't get it. And honestly, there's another self-care tip: is if you go and you expect a chocolate, but you don't get it, try not to
It's not.
affect it. Try not to let you bother you too much. You
No,
know, yes, it sucks, but there are chocolate chip cookies out there. You will have a chocolate chip cookie again, and it'll be okay.
yeah. So
It's easy to let like all of us. The littlest thing sometimes is what the straw that breaks the camel's back. But you have to understand when you're getting there, and it can happen for anything. The hobby, it may not be your dice roll that pissed you off. Maybe it's just you're playing a game and the cool model you just painted just got fucking took out easily, and you're like, God damn it, I painted that and I wanted to play with it. Try not to let it affect you. That model's painted now. You'll play it again and again and again. It'll be okay. And it's hard. No one wants to hear it'll be okay when they're upset. But
Yeah.
sometimes you need to. You know? You feel yourself going on tilt at any point. Con, hobby, put it down. If you're at a con, it's difficult. If you're in a tournament, sometimes you just gotta suck it up and go on. But sometimes I had a guy in a grand tournament for Games Workshop. We were towards the end of the event, and he's like, "Hey, can we pause for a second so I can go get a drink?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, go get a drink. The fuck do I care? You're enjoying it. You can enjoy yourself more with a drink. It's all good." Try and be magnanimous. Understand that what things going through. I had another tournament where a guy, like, you could tell he was fucking dejected. I was trying to be cool and funny, and he was ejected. And I just looked at him like, dude, do you want to stop? He's like, oh no, it's a tournament. I'm like, no, no, let's stop. You're not having fun anymore. We can stop.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to be the bigger person. Like, yeah, I was having a great time. I was fucking rolling him. We had some fun moments early on, but he quickly realized that what I had brought was the paper to his rock. He had a steam tank with, and he put Santa Claus into it. I thought it was great. I'm like, that's awesome. But Skippy, my mobile artillery unit, was a Lord of Change, thought that was a rival demon power, and fucking went and murdered it. So sometimes it happens, but try and understand that. Unless you're literally at the top tables of a tournament, it doesn't fucking matter. Let the guy go get a beer. Let the guy let's call it and do victory points off of what it is. Who cares? It's a game. They're not having fun anymore. You need to help them. That's part of us being together. We're all gamers together. You need to be helping their mental health, helping them avoid that. Because you might, in a bigger con, you letting them stop and decompress and not just get fucking owned in a tournament part of a tournament that maybe doesn't matter. You're going to help them enjoy the rest of that tournament. You're going to help bring them joy. That's going to be on you. That's
there
awesome.
there was a tournament that I was doing. It was a War Machine, and I'm playing this guy, and I'm doing my turn. I'm going through it and stuff, and this guy's like freaking out, and he's like picking up dice, and his hands are like visibly, shaking type thing, and not like he's shaking the dice to roll them. He's like he can't move the models. His hands are shaking so hard. I'm like, dude, do we need to take a break? I'm like, I paused the clock. I called the judge. And I says, I'm pausing the clock. This guy, I want this guy to take a break. He's got something going on.
He needs a break.
He needs a break. And he's like, the judge is like, okay, no worry about it. Because and I knew the judge, and the judge knows that we're not, fucking around. And I says, dude, just sit down, take 30 seconds, take some deep breaths. Let's get back to the game. Tell me what you're doing and talk about it, and we'll get through it, and we'll get it done, and then we'll go. And eventually, it came through. I mean, he still lost, but it was a whole lot better. And he was like, dude, I've never had anybody do that before. And I was like, it's a game.
Yeah.
I can tell that you want to win, and you're having, you're wanting to do good, but you look like you were about to have a nervous breakdown.
I mean, again, it's the journey, not the destination. Yeah, we all want to win, but I'd rather have fun playing than win.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of games that I did not have fun and won. They're not nearly as satisfying as a game where I had a lot of fun and lost.
Yeah.
And we need to watch out for each other like that. The person on the other side is not your enemy. He is a temporary adversary. At the end of the game, he is your friend. Or at the very least, he is a fellow in enjoying the same hobby that you enjoy. Don't let it become adversarial. You don't need that. We don't need that. Some people get all the way into that. Like, that's the problem with a lot of video games. Why people don't play a lot of PvP stuff, because you hear the horror stories. They make fun of it in movies. People, talking shit and all that and being stupid on comps. Like, luckily, I have experienced none of that, or very little of that. And most people just want to have fun with the game. It's not like you're like, this is not life or death. This is a game, all of it. And a convention is a series of games, having fun. If you're not having fun, now, granted, to an extent, by signing up for something like a tournament, you have a responsibility to an extent for that. Play the best you can, try and give a thing. But if it's becoming to the point where you just can't, maybe you need to concede, walk away, give that guy his win or whatever, and just be like, look, I can't. I just can't. People will respect you more for understanding that you just can't than for you standing there and taking it and maybe blowing up.
I've seen some blow-ups.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to, but we all have stresses. We all don't know how things are going to affect us in our life. Maybe you jumped in and like, this list is going to be the best thing since sliced bread, and it is very much not. And you have made a terrible error. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But it's good to remember that we're all together and just talk about it. Communication is the key. It's difficult, I know. I have a longtime friend who posted on Facebook that he doesn't care how long you've been friends or anything. He does not enjoy communicating in person with people. It bothers him. Fair. I'm glad he said that. That is a brave thing to say. And it's going to make any future interactions we have better, because I know he has known that. He likes to be able to gather his thoughts and everything, and he's not good on the fly with that. It's understandable. You don't know how the people are. But communication is the key. Talk to your opponent. All the best games I've had, win or lose, have been people who talk. I've had people who, big time War Machine players who playing in a tournament, like, nah, man, don't do that. I see what you're doing, but you're thinking wrong. He pretty much had the game in the bag. I'm playing my best at the end. He's like, it's affecting you. Here, you want to do this, and I'll tell you why. And we talk through some stuff. It's like the after game, the post game. Some people don't do that. 40K doesn't do that too often. It was, honestly, it's a thing I mostly saw beginning in War Machine, where you stop after the game, you talk about what you guys thought, what you guys were doing. That's great. Not only is that social, it also helps both of you with the game. And I mean, I love that. We need to keep that. We need to keep all that communication. I feel like I've gotten slightly off topic. Shock, I know. We've gotten off topic.
Us?
Yeah, I know. It's impossible.
It is impossible. Just like me failing English.
Indeed. But yeah, so I mean, it's hobby and con burnout or and all is real. You you need to understand it, and this is an important thing for me professionally. And I actually hire or not hire people based on it. Is self knowledge, understanding yourself.
Hmm.
You know, people who say like, "Well, I don't know that I could do that." That's a great thing to say to somebody. Like most people don't think that's a good thing to say to a company. It may not be in most cases, but it's great to me. This person's thinking about how they operate as a human being and saying they couldn't do that. That is great. I've had some of those recently where I've had to talk with management saying like, "I'm not sure I can continue to do this because I can't, as a human being, fucking react this way." That is good. You've got to know. You can solve a lot of problems with self knowledge. Know how you're going to react to things. Know what's right and what's wrong to you. To you. Because at the end of the day, society imparts what is right and wrong on its scale. But you've got to know what's right and wrong for you. You know? If that whole last week discussion of, you know, playing the game and within the game, mental games and a miniature game, if that's not right to you, you need to make sure you're playing a game where people don't do that shit. You got to. You can't put yourself in that situation, you know, and expect to be okay if you're not okay with it. And you have to understand sometimes in a con, in a tournament, you might be put in that situation. You got to be ready for it. You got to know. Got to understand what's going on and what you got to manage your own expectations. That's a terrible thing and a great thing at once. Because in some ways, manage your expectations means you won't be disappointed when something doesn't necessarily reach what you could overly expect it to be. You go to a con like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have the funnest time ever. No, just don't go expecting to have the funnest time ever. Just go and try to have fun. If you expect to have the funnest time ever, how will it ever stand up to that?
Yeah.
Think about everything that was hyped up to you. And I'll have a little bit about this in the media section. Everything that was hyped up to you. It can't stand up to that. You know, we hype things up so much because we're so excited about them. Someone sees them like, it was fine. You know, you get these weird expectations, and that can happen at a con. You expect it to be the funnest time ever, and don't expect it. Just go and try and enjoy what's there. Again, journey, not the destination. Broken record.
Giant chickens.
I mean, don't expect giant chickens, but they come, enjoy them.
Amphibious monkeys. I don't know.
Amphibious monkeys. So sea monkeys.
Boom.
Don't fuck with sea monkeys.
Man, anytime I hear that, I think of the little comic, the advertisement in the comic books.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, those look really fucking cool. And then once you finally figure out what they are, you're like, this is bullshit.
That is the epitome of the bullshit. That's another one. Expectations. You're expecting something and they fucking lied to you.
Realistic expectations.
Yes, realistic expectations. You know, I don't go to work expecting to have the best day ever. I go to work expecting to have a day. Hope for mediocre, maybe even good. I don't expect it. And I know that seems sad. To some extent, it is. But sometimes you just got to go in and expect a day and let it be what it is. I go to a con, expect it to just be a time. Let it be what it is. At the end of the day, one of the cons you go to is going to be the worst con you've ever been to. And you never know when that's going to be. But if you go just trying to have a good time, hang out with people, and enjoying what's there, you won't even fucking notice. You'd be like, yeah, had a time at a con. It was fun. Sure, if you compare, it might be worse than Warfare Weekend last year, or worse than Gen Con 2 years ago. But Who fucking cares? Just go and try and enjoy the time that it is there. Remember, time is illusion, just so that everything doesn't happen at once. It doesn't matter if you had a better time at the last con. Did you enjoy this con? Don't compare. Did you enjoy it? Was it better than not coming? Yes? Fucking A, you victory.
Victory!
Good job. And it's hard. Human nature's a motherfucker, and it gets us into all sorts of trouble. Expecting things and all that. Don't expect. Just go. Gonna go. Let's just try and enjoy what it is.
Like I said, giant chickens. Those fuckers are scared the shit out of me.
What the hell?
I actually find that extra funny because one of the fundraising podcasts me and my old co-host did, we did a role-playing game called Chickens in the Mist that involved giant chickens.
Wait, what? Tell me everything.
It was an odd experience. Dan Vanderkoy was running it, and it was myself, Rich Broutman, and Menoth John. And Rich Broutman was playing Jones Alex. If you can't guess who he's a pastiche of, then maybe you need to reverse those names and figure out who he's a pastiche of. And it was just as crazy as you think it could be. And that's what I think every time he says giant chickens. It was a weird time. Well, Legion, you're having a kid, or your wife had a kid, so, I mean, having cons out of it for a while is understandable. And it's okay.
Who's having a kid? Who are we talking to?
Legionnaires is
Oh, yeah.
kids. It was damn Elden Ring, damn giant chickens. There you go. Elden Ring, giant chickens. But yeah, it's also good to note, like, FOMO, fear of missing out. Like, yeah, you can't go to cons. It's okay. Legion, you want to have a con experience? We'll just jump on chat. We'll just do fun things together. It'll be okay. That's what you want. We got this.
And don't be afraid to reach out to people.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Especially at the hospital. Yeah, I know it's big, and you're like, oh, I'm missing out. Like, yeah, I mean, but honestly, life has got to come first. If you don't take care of yourself, you don't take care of your life, you won't have the time to do any of that stuff. And I'm not one to talk about kids. I've never had kids. It was not something that was in the cards for me and the ex. Probably for the best since we're not together anymore. But hey, that's another discussion for another time. But I mean, people say, like, more parents than I know say that it ends up being rewarding in the end. So, you do better. Just eventually. Sometimes you got to wait it out. Sometimes you're in a tough time. Sometimes you're in a different time. Sometimes you just got to wait it out. I haven't been able to go to a con in a very, very long time. I joke at work. They're like, oh, John, you can take a vacation. I'm like, yep, my first one since 2018. They're like, but it's 2023. Yep. It happens. Life happens. COVID happens. Just work happens. This stuff happens. Finances happen. Don't worry about it. Just try and get through it and then plan for something else. Gonzo, I know you meant this to be more about hobby burnout, but we never really got there so much.
Well, I mean, it's all the same thing. I mean, this is a self-care episode, and everything just got to be.
Yeah.
We've all.
Burnout exists just as much as the other ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the burnouts exist. Just do what you can. Don't feel you have to. And I mean, if you have an event coming up, that's a good goal. And I've said this before: setting goals is a good way to get hobby done. But if you don't have one, don't feel you have to. I don't have a goal. I haven't played a miniature game in a while. In a long while. So I'm not really worried about it. It is what it is, right? But we'll be playing tomorrow. I'm going to teach some people how to play Battletech.
Ooh.
Nice.
Old school or 350? Or Alpha Strike? I'm guessing
old school. Yeah, old school. I don't feel like you need as much teaching in Alpha Strike. But also, I've never played Alpha Strike, so it'd be difficult to teach. On the other hand, I've played a ton of Battletech, even though I haven't played it in probably 20 years. I still remember all the rules because I am ADHD like that. Remember what I had for dinner 3 days ago? No.
Nope.
Remember all the rules to Battletech that I haven't played in 20 years? Yes. All the rules.
All the chickens.
You really focus on chickens. I think you might need to work on that. Is this still fallout from not getting the proper cookie in your chicken wing?
Yes.
Your chicken tender meal?
Yes.
Chicky tendy?
Yes, I'm still upset about that. No.
Fair enough.
Is this even opened yet? No, it's not still sealed and
I
protected.
do love the seals on. Yeah, I love those seals. That's a great idea. Like, I'm sure it probably costs a little bit more a bottle. I'm willing to pay it for sealed bottles because they're good.
They're good for a long time.
Yeah.
Ba-doo.
All right, it's on you guys. I'm done. I've
Are you
talked a
sure?
lot.
Because I'm sure I'll say something and you'll start back up again.
I'll try not to. Go ahead.
Ready Player One movie sucked.
Well, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has them. Everyone else's stinks.
Sorry, I just had to do that.
That's fine. Look,
I
we're
was
used to
just
saying wrong things on the podcast. It's not new.
Yep. But no, I mean, there's a lot of people. I know a lot of people have social burnout where it's been too much socializing, and then they have to take breaks during the convention, or take breaks, after. It's like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
my social battery is done for the next week.
I
I
mean, it's
can't do it.
okay. Look, everyone only has so many spoons.
Yes.
Hmm.
Understanding how many spoons you have is very important, and it's okay. You know, don't hesitate to tell someone like I am peopled out. I would love to talk, but I cannot talk right now. Like, people think saying something candid like that is a problem. It's not. I respect the fuck out of that. That's self knowledge and knowing that you're done. Like, sometimes you got to know. It's good. I think you should be. People should be more candid and clear in what there is. It would solve a lot of problems because then there's no communication errors.
Yeah.
You know, walk up to someone, they say nope, like, all right, cool, have a good one. Yes, the negative levels on your spoons. Well, that's just spends more spoons to deal with them. I know how that is, Legion. Work is like that.
Yep.
Well, I don't stream MechWarrior Online anymore. I work is most of my spoons during the day. And I want to get back home and curse at a game in private without having to curse in front of everyone. People deserve better than that. People deserve better content than that.
That's why we have nerd.
But that's self knowledge, I know it's not going
What
to be good.
non-swearing content? Are
Well,
you
certainly not
sure?
me. I've gotten in trouble for swearing on the floor at work. It took all my willpower not to tell them to go fuck themselves. Sometimes fuck is the right word. I don't care where you are. Even in church. Sometimes fuck is the right word.
Because there's no other word that substitutes.
I know, Legion, but it's that's also part of self-knowledge and taking care of yourself. And I hate to say it, but you can do what you can for other people because that helps them. But at a certain point, even that has to stop to take care of yourself. You can't be selfless all the time. At a certain point, you have to go. And I think about that a lot when, I'm doing all this work to get the Battletech ready for my buddy Frank tomorrow. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's a lot of work. Is this okay? Okay, this is okay. I'm okay with this. Let's go. But at some point, like, I haven't done one of my role-playing games, either one, in a very long time. One because Banyan, needs time off. Another one because by the time Friday rolls around and I would need to go from work to the gaming store, I'm like, fuck no, I am done. I don't have the ability. It doesn't help that I have to sit around for what essentially is 2 hours for all the players to show up. Because the gaming store is the opposite direction from my house in this case.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. But anyways, that self-knowledge is good,
No?
You have to know what you can do. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. It's not just the words to a song. The reason that song is so popular is because it's fucking life lessons there. And something so simple as The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. That will be his lasting mark on the world, not Kenny Roster's roasters. They're okay, but see, look, I've been drinking, so I'm getting a little far afield now. So I'm going to take over before I tangent into something else that's completely unrelated.
See, I said something and you took it over.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what happens. You get a little alcohol in me. Also, I should point out that kind bar you guys saw me eat before the cast, that was my dinner. I'm trying to take it a little easy. All right, I'm done. We can switch to the painting, the media
The
thing.
media section? Yeah, give me one
Media
second.
thing, go.
Since we've got enough that we'll probably be able to review several things each.
Even though Gonzo didn't watch much this week.
I didn't watch much this week. Let me rinse my breath off.
His definition of munch is different than my definition of munch.
I actually spent a lot of time doing something else this week.
I spent a lot of time surviving.
I did that too.
You started ballroom dancing.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I could start a ballroom blitz.
Glamping?
Blitz.
I did not go glamping.
I don't even know what that is. Should I know what that is?
Glamorous
I don't think I should
camping.
know.
Glamorous camping is when you get like a decked out RV.
Word for that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's...
totally.
Man, this world's weird. Lamping. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's what it is.
AC in the tent. Back in my day, that wasn't even possible.
No.
Right?
You got a tent and you hoped that it wasn't sweltering hot and you were sweating inside of it.
Look, the best we had was the fact that in our Boy Scout troop, one of the guys made fucking chicken and dumplings every time we went out, and it was amazing.
That sounds really good right now.
Yeah, chicken
Ooh.
and dumplings over a campfire, like,
We did. Our thing was pudgy pies. So you take 2 pieces of bread and you put pie filling in the middle, and it's got like it clamps it down, kind of like a grilled cheese, but it like pinches the edges, so it makes a little pie.
I assume you mean savory pie, not sweet pie.
No, I'm talking about a sweet pie.
Oh, okay. I
We
mean,
didn't eat those for dinner, but like we would make those we would do those and then heat them up over the.
I'm an adult. If I want dessert for dinner, I can have dessert for dinner. I just gotta pay for it later.
Fair.
Potentially. Got to admit, I've been craving some good chicken and dumplings for months, but it's been so hot. Fair.
I might have to talk my household into chicken and dumplings now. Thanks.
You're welcome. I got a song for that too. I'll share that with you. You're welcome. I spend too much time on YouTube, but you know what? It keeps me fucking sane. So is it a problem or is it actually just okay? I think it's okay. We should probably start this media section before I ramble on for just forever because I mean you know how I am.
All right, so a lot of the stuff that I did this week took like a back burner. So I watched what I could, got stuff in, and so the ending of Invasion was this week, the season finale, which is on Apple Plus.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad, sci-fi alien invading type thing. I think I think they're gonna get one more season and it's gonna be over.
Okay.
Because it got a little far fetched this time, but it was still okay. I mean, it was still a decent sci-fi show.
But you can see it starting to get a little far afield from
Yeah.
where it started.
Yeah, it's kind of going out there, and I'm like, okay, but I feel like they'll get one more season and end it up in one more season, and I'm okay with that because that means I can see it, it's done, it's over. C'est la vie type thing. This season, I give it a 2 because there was just some stuff. It was like, man, this is just kind of boring, and this is kind of a waste of time. And get to the fucking monkey.
Get to the fucking monkey.
And it just annoyed the crap out of me. Whoa, that really freaked my screen out. Don't know what that is. So I was ready for it to be over and done. Like I says, I think we'll get one more season, and then Apple's gonna be like, "You got to end it. This is your last season." And it feels like that too when you're watching it and you're coming to the end. You can see the stories are kind of coming to an end.
I mean,
So
some things should come to an end.
yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Some things go on forever. The Simpsons.
Let's not
Some
fucking jump the
things should
shark.
end.
Hey, I've been watching Treehouse of Horror all week.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And honestly, as long as they keep putting out good stuff, but you know, all good things.
Yes.
So this season of it, I give it a 2. Wasn't as good as first one, but they're kind of go far fetching out there. So, John, what's your first one?
I'm actually going to make a note of my first one. Actually, it's not going to be a media. It's more of the lack of media. There was a discussion on Twitter on what your favorite Martin Scorsese film is, topical, since he just released a new one. And I'm like, I'm not sure what my favorite is. Let me look at his filmography. So I looked at his filmography and realized I have not seen a single Martin Scorsese film.
What?
Not one.
I think I've seen 2 ever? Maybe only 1?
And it's like, and I posted it there, and they're like, wow, you're brave to bring it up. I'm like, why is that brave? I mean, you guys have a topic, and I was like thinking about it. And as I review films every fucking weekend for, more than 278 episodes,
Okay, I've seen 2.
I've seen none.
Yeah. I've
So-
seen
A shock.
The Departed and Wolf of Wall Street.
So, The Departed is a funny one. I would like to see that, but I'd actually rather see Infernal Affairs, which is the original Hong Kong movie that he's based off of. And that's not to bring anything against Martin Scorsese. Like, the only problem I have with him is him saying that, superhero movies aren't art, and he can go fuck himself for that.
Yeah.
It's all art. Just because you don't like it, don't make it any less art. But everyone's like, oh, you should go see Goodfellas. I'm like, I'm worried. I'd like to see Goodfellas, but first off, I'm not a huge fan of gangster movies. Second off, it has been hyped up like it is the best thing since fucking sliced bread for years and years and years, and I've never watched it. There is no way it can hold up to the hype.
Which
So,
one?
Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah.
So, do I watch it and eventually and potentially be disappointed and everyone gets upset because John's disappointed in Goodfellas, or do I just leave it be? My first thought is to watch Taxi Driver, but we'll see. So you guys might hear something about that in the future. But it was just a funny conversation. They were impressed that I admitted that I hadn't seen any. I'm like, what? Am I going to be chagrined that random people on the internet are upset that I haven't seen a fucking Martin Scorsese film? It's not like he makes in my genres of movies.
I got tricked into seeing a Martin Scorsese movie.
Not like I have anything against Martin Scorsese. I mean, even
Yeah.
the statement he made, like, he's an idiot sometimes. Everyone is sometimes. Everyone has their opinions that are stupid. So that's my first note, is that I have not seen a Martin Scorsese film. I'm not afraid to say so.
Fair.
Nerd?
I rewatched the John Wick quadrilogy
Oh, shit.
this week. I hadn't seen the 4th one since I saw it in the theater, and that was before I started with you guys. So, I wanted to go back and watch all of them in
I watched
succession.
1 through 3 before I saw 4 in the theater. I haven't seen any of them since.
What? The first one obviously is great, but it's interesting watching Keanu's skill set progress over the course of these 4 movies and how much he throws himself into it. The director, I didn't realize, was his stunt double from The Matrix.
Yep.
And like it explains so much about the way that they film these fights.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite fight still goes to number 3 in the antique shop with all the knives.
Okay. That's
But-
what I like about John Wick, is everyone can have a different fight and it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I just love how groundbreaking they were and how they filmed them.
oh yeah, and the people that they got involved in doing it and how much of it was like improv or changed just because they're working with some of the best in the industry, like Donnie Yen and
Great.
I-
Lawrence Fishburne knows the movies he's in and chooses the appropriate amount of scenery for the movies he's in.
yes.
And that, I love that. People make fun of acting like that, like a Captain Kirk style William Shatner acting. But did you ever have any problem knowing what William Shatner was fucking feeling in Star Trek? Not
No.
at all, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You can play for the cheap seats. Sometimes that's appropriate. But no, John Wick, the whole series is great. It changed action. I can say it changed action cinema
Oh yeah.
for the better in a lot of ways. And I
Like there's an
respect.
entire. Sorry, go ahead.
I respect Keanu Reeves for the amount he put in personally. People like always talk about Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise, yes, he puts everything in. But Keanu Reeves actually has done, three gun, tournaments and all to learn how to load a shotgun well, to do all of that well. It's great.
Yeah, he actually came up with the ammo reload where he just like flicks it off to the side to eject the cartridge and then slams and flips it back to slam a new one. That was something he developed, and everybody around him was just like, okay, that's cool.
And like 2 has like the coolest reload ever, where he pulls out the pistol, flicks the magazine out, puts a new one in, cocks it, and then cocks it a little bit to check to make sure it loaded correctly. That A, looks cool, and B, apparently that's a gun that has a problem with jamming occasionally, so checking it is actually even appropriate. It's just great.
Yeah,
Every part of it's great.
But I give the John Wick quadrilogy 0 as a series that didn't get worse as it continued. I give it 0 space herpes.
Yeah, definitely not worse. I feel like 3 is a little out there at points.
It is. It is.
And 4 sort of reins it back in, but it doesn't make it bad. It's just like, ooh, a little different there.
Yeah.
But no, the Dragon's Breath shotgun scene from 4, so good. And the dog. The dog.
The dog.
Everyone in those movies just goes hard, gives it their all, and it's just great because of them.
Yeah, and that
It's good to see
overhead shot where they're moving through that one building, and it looks like a video game where you're just following from overhead the entire
That's the Dragon Breath
no
scene. Where
Yeah.
we're firing the shotguns with the flaming rounds, basically.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
great.
That's what I thought.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Solid.
All right, Gonzo?
So this is not a review, but it's something that I want to watch. Netflix has a new, and it's a limited series. It's called Bodies. It's a story about a body that appears every so many years at this one spot on the exact same day, everything's the same, but it happens in different time periods. And I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh, this is kind of going to be kind of neat because it's one happened in long time ago. One happened 60 years ago. One happened 200 years ago or something like that. And it's a limited series, so I'm like, oh. So I'm like, I think I want to see this. I think it's going to be kind of interesting, and I kind of want to see how it turns out. So just wanted to do that. But the one thing that took up a lot of my time this week, starting Thursday, was Spider-Man 2. It came out on PlayStation. Everybody knows that I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, huge Miles Morales fan, and so I was playing the shit out of that. Collecting outfits, doing all this stuff. This one is also hitting the feels too. Not going to spoil it because I know some people are still, watching and are still playing it.
I mean, just came out.
Yeah. But there was a scene in there, and it wasn't even, and I knew it was going to happen because when you're on the mission, it's playing music, not with lyrics. You're like, oh, motherfucker. This is, you son of a, and then it hits, and you're like, damn it. Yeah, but this is what's going to happen. It's been really good. Graphics are incredible because, there's been like some comparisons between the PS last year, the previous one and this one, where people have actually sat in the same spot on both games and took screenshots, and it's a huge difference. There is so much to this game because you are playing Peter Parker and Miles Morales. So you've got to play them both in different, things going on.
I look
And
forward to picking that one up.
it's been a blast. It's been fun. I've been having a good time. I'm going around doing stuff. It's just been super, super fun. I enjoy the shit out of it. As soon as I'm done loading up all this stuff, going to go back to it because I'm on a mission right before it's due it. I'm going to go back to it. There's a ton of side quests. You can fast travel in this game, but why would you want to when you can swing around New York and do a cool shit?
Because options are good.
And I want to talk about that. This is the reason why I'm bringing this up. So there is a deaf character in the game, and the characters are actually signing while they're talking, and it's actually like readable and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
I'm like,
That's-
that's cool as shit.
To be fair, though, that's the level of detail I expect from the Spider-Man 2 game after what I've heard about Spider-Man 1.
Yes.
Like, fucking top tier game.
Oh yeah, you actually there is a scene where you actually play the girl that's deaf, and it's weird.
Is it Echo? From,
No. It's
Okay.
it's just another, just one of the love interests or whatever. But there's that. There's exclusivity in this, and it's not like thrown in your face. It's just, hey, this is what happens, type stuff. There is just so much added to this game, and I know I've been swinging around the whole city, and I've opened up the whole city, but I've not seen down every alleyway and path and small things. There's just so much to this game, but I mean, it's
and
good
that's great
fun.
because that's extra playability.
Yes.
You know, a lot of stuff you can see in alleyways, but you don't need to necessarily. It's not like every alleyway has a mission. It's like you go down, oh look, cool. There's this cool details. The detail sometimes is cool for people who love the world discovery. That's part of a lot of games like this. They love to discover the world.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm having a blast with it. It's been a lot of fun. Adding all this little small things to it. Like I said, sign language, LGBTQ stuff, you name it. It's all through this, and it's been a ton of fun. I mean, I'm having a blast just swinging around, and of course, this one everybody knows is Craven and Venom. And I'm like,
Okay.
this one is taking a.
I didn't realize it was Craven and Venom. I knew Venom was part of it.
Yeah. Craven is the main bad guy in this. But what's interesting is in the previous ones, you would have to fight like Rhino, and you would do like fights against Rhino or fights against, popular Spider-Man villains. This one, you're not doing that. So you're not fighting popular Spider-Man villains. But there's a lot of what I call feel-good moments where you play as Peter Parker trying to enjoy his life as Peter Parker, and then it gets fucked up because he's Spider-Man. Type thing.
That's sort of the Peter Parker tale.
Yes. And the same thing, Miles Morales is going through the same thing. I've enjoyed it. It takes the controls, you gotta get a little used to it because there's a lot of things you can do in this, a lot of combat stuff in here. But I'm saddened by one thing, as there's not a co-op version of this.
Aw.
I get it. They couldn't do it, so on and so forth. But man, me and someone else, one person playing, Miles and one person playing Peter and going around just beating up people and doing combos and stuff, this would have been, chef's kiss type thing. It would have been amazing to do that. Will they add it in? I don't know. If they did, would it be awesome? Fuck yeah, it would be. Because, my friend Zeke and I, we've been like, we're huge Spider-Man fans, and it would be awesome to play together as
I
Spider-Man.
feel like this was more of a, oh shit, people really like the first one. We need to get a second one quick. And I'm sure they're thinking of what they can do.
This is the
for a
third, actually.
already.
This is the third. Yeah, there's the Peter
Yeah,
Parker
'cause
Spider-Man,
it's-
Miles Morales Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So-
it's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And so I'm kind of like, ooh, they could have done a co-op version. That would have been fucking awesome as shit.
Yeah.
Or, chasing down bad guys as someone, if you could do a multiplayer where someone plays like Rhino or something, and you could go, that would be, I'm a tangent, I'm going off, but I'm enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun. Still Insomniac Studios is doing amazing. Collecting
Oh, it's
all.
Insomniac. Okay.
Yeah. Still collecting all.
Psychonauts.
Do it.
They did Psychonauts. Is that right?
Psychonauts.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure my brain's making the right connections.
Working on collecting all the outfits, and there's a ton of shit, awesome outfits. And like one of my favorite ones, like if you choose the Miles Morales from the movie, the actual graphics glitch, and so you don't swing as smoothly as you would. And then you can also
that's great.
you can put on the pow and the the thwang and all that type of stuff going on. But you can also be Spider-Man Noir. The first outfit that he wore, where he bought the mask from Stan Lee, where he's got like the short shorts and the cape, you can actually play as that. I'm just like, this is so amazing. It's so fun.
Nope.
So I'm having a
They're
blast.
doing it right.
Yeah, they're doing it right. They know what they're doing. They've got a good thing. Graphics are exceptionally awesome. I'll wait for Spider-Man 4 when it comes out. And I'll give a full review once I'm done with it, but enjoying the shit out of it so far.
Cool.
John.
The more important of the two I watched Werewolf by Night in color.
Me too.
Yeah, and now I watched Werewolf by Night last year when it came out, and I enjoyed the crap out of it.
Same.
I'm not sure that the color adds a ton, but I did notice some things more in color. And I like that it's just color added to the black and white, not like the actual, like a normal color movie.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it just as much. I feel like people were worried, like, oh, just watch the black and white. Cool. Just watch the black and white. It's okay. I wanted to see it in color, and I thought it was a good excuse to watch it again, and I enjoyed it. There's a lot of
Can
people
we
out
all
there
agree
who...
Ted is the best part of that movie?
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Well, I like the movie because it has the right level of humor. It doesn't go into, and I'm going to really dig on somebody here, Taika Waititi levels of humor, because those can be off-putting and can detract from the story. It's the right level of humor, the right level of character interaction, the right level of combat for something like this. It was cool. I love that, not so bluntly, the story is, of course, that the hunters are the real monsters. The monsters may not be the monsters everyone thinks they are.
Yeah.
It's a good story, especially in a modern day. It's a good premise in there. I like all the actors. I think they all did a great job. I feel more than anything that this is what Marvel should do for a bit. Like,
I think they
stuff
are.
like the Eternals, but not all the money involved. Like, take the Eternals and scale it back to something this level, hour and a half, whatever. Release it wherever you want. You're going to raise the price of Disney Plus. Make Disney Plus fucking worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Put stuff like this out with all sorts of characters. You can lead into movies with this stuff. Because honestly, when the movie comes out, these are all big characters. Everyone's going to fucking know what they're about. Like, sure, no one knows Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night. Except I do, because when I started reading Iron Man, he actually crossed over in Iron Man. I'm like, hey, who's this guy? Let me find out. And that's more difficult back in the day when no Wikipedia. Nowadays, this is Wikipedia. It's fine. But I enjoyed it. I want them to do more things like this. Not necessarily horror, but just more shorts like this that are thematic. Like the Christmas thing for Guardians of the Galaxy I didn't watch last year, that I'll watch this year because I missed it because I don't know, just didn't get a chance to see it.
Happens.
But I'll give it, I'm going to give it, I can't see any real flaws. I'll give it a 0. There's some real flaws in it. The color looks good. It's stylized. It's cool. Enough that I think they should do more things like it.
I agree with John on all points. So since that was also on my list of things I watched this week. Then I guess I will jump into, speaking of Taika Waititi, Our Flag Means Death.
I've got one on my list too right now.
All right. I don't know if this was the end of the season. I don't think we're quite there.
No,
but
it just started.
Yeah. Okay, I couldn't remember how many episodes in I am because it just auto plays. But yeah, no, it's been hitting in the feels a lot. But I'm curious to see where they go with the story arcs this season, with the character development between Steed and uh, uh, Ed. Yeah, Ed. Um, but the thing that really makes me happy that I've learned recently about our flag means death is through all of the interactions with their characters on set, but also the bonding and like the kinds of stuff that they have done as a cast together has really helped them actually become more comfortable with themselves and expressing themselves as people, which makes me really happy. But what do you have to say about it, Gonzo?
So I watched the first one, watched the second season, and I'm starting this one. I'm not a huge fan of it. I really wasn't like super awesome with it. The humor to me wasn't that great. I am watching it so I can kind of, watch some more of it and get through it because I think this is supposed to be the last season of it or something.
Yeah.
But so I want to watch it all the way through. And it's okay for me right now. I'm not catching the feels. I'm not catching anything great on it. It's just okay. It's got my meh meter. It's my 2.2.5. But I mean, we're not done with the season. I mean, so we got to wait and see. But you can tell that they have a good time making this show, though.
Yes.
You can definitely tell that they have a good time and they enjoy their work type stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm reserving judgment until the season ends completely, but
Correct.
I don't know. That show always hits me in the feels, but yeah, not as much as previous seasons, and I think the first two seasons were better.
See, I didn't care too much for season 2. I was just like, but we'll give it some time. I'm not going to argue about it too much.
John?
Cool. I'll just jump in front of Gonzo.
Yeah.
The other movie I watched
Well,
this week,
sorry.
continuing. No, that's fine. Gonzo. He didn't watch much this week anyways. Continuing the trend of having John Lithgow as a villain in the movies I'm watching.
Okay.
Ooh.
Anyone guess what the movie I watched was this week?
Buckaroo Banzai.
No, I watched that last week.
Buckaroo Banzai again.
Oh.
Harry and the Hendersons.
He's not the villain in that.
No, he's not. He's actually the good guy in that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is it?
I'm drawing a blank on the title.
Cliffhanger.
Oh.
Wait,
yeah. What? Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone. So I have good memories of this movie because this movie came out of nowhere. Stallone was sort of on the downswing. This came out and he was a big deal again.
Oh, and Michael Rooker, okay.
And Michael Rooker, yeah. I mean, I love Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker's great. Yeah. He knows the movies he's in. But yeah, John Lithgow is the villain, and this is a little fun story of villains trying to steal money from the Treasury Department and then getting stranded on a mountain, having to rely on the mountain rescue to save them. There's a bunch of other plot points in it. They're not very fucking important. The point is, of course, that, Stallone is, he's left because he failed and he's taking it hard. He's hogging all the blame to himself. But that, honestly, as soon as the action starts, that shit doesn't even really matter. It does paint a more interesting movie. But the fun thing about this is it's not like he's like some super action hero. He doesn't like, shoot guns and kill people and everything. He's more of just, a mountain rescue person who's stuck in over his head with the rest of them and, trying to beat the villains. And it's fun. It's fun. It's fun for an action movie. Rennie Harlin, who's the director, does an interesting job with a lot of the deaths where he does it in sort of a quasi slow motion and silent with just music playing, not hearing the gunfire or anything. It's it's an interesting touch for a movie like this. Keep it kind of PG. But overall, it's enjoyable. Like, it doesn't really hold up like it did when I first saw it. There's a lot of things you're like, that doesn't make any sense at all. But, makes sense within the context of the movie, and it's a fun watch. It's on Netflix until the end of the month. Sort of why I chose it over everything else. I was looking at Netflix, and I'm like, leaving soon. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll watch that again, sure. So I'm gonna give it 2. It's a perfectly serviceable action movie. My memory of it was better than it actually plays out being, but still not terrible.
My next one is I finished, started watching more and finishing up Gen V, which is the Boys spinoff. It has been renewed for another season. Big shocker. Um, it's been pretty decent. It's not as outrageous as The Boys. There are outrageous scenes, but it is not as outrageous as The Boys. It has some pretty good characters. We're getting to the ending of how things are coming out. I'm enjoying it. So I'll finish watching it, and with it getting renewed, no shocker, I'll probably see some more of it. But it's been okay. John,
I'm done. It should be Surge time, anyways.
all right,
Last one I've got is I just started the Mayfair Witches,
okay.
Go on.
which is another Anne Rice series. I've only seen the first episode, so again, I'm going to reserve judgment until I've finished it. But this is one I actually know nothing about, whereas Interview with the Vampire I actually knew the books. So
Yeah, you said Anne Rice, I'm like, really? Okay.
yeah, no, this I knew of this book series. The TV series just came out. But yeah, I watched the first episode right before show, so
Fair enough.
I'm like, not there yet. Still trying to wrap my head around what the heck is going on.
I did also still watching Loki. Still good. Still
yeah.
fun. Still
I haven't
amazing.
started yet.
Still good, solid TV. I did read an article that they were talking about. We need to make more. Marvel, Disney / says we need to make more things that are like Loki
Yes.
in the way that they do everything. That where it's a good TV show that is meant to tell a good story, not just something to put something out. And
Well, I mean, I don't feel like any of their TV shows were something just to put something out. And I feel like the people who wrote that article are probably throwing shade at fucking She-Hulk and all because they didn't like it because there's
no,
a lot of
this is
fucking-
actually Marvel throwing shade on themselves.
I mean, I don't know. Like
Yeah.
all I heard is like I know that they're redoing the Daredevil series they're working on, Daredevil
Yep.
Born Again.
Who are they casting?
No,
Same people.
it's same people. It's just
Okay.
like he
okay,
didn't show up
good.
in costume till the 3rd episode, and they're like, "That's not okay." And I'm like, "Sure, for a Daredevil series that's already had 3 seasons on Netflix, as a quasi continuation of that, then yes, that's not okay. But just make it good. Who cares what episode shows up in costume, man?"
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're getting at there. That article seems a little weird.
Yeah, I didn't get to go through the whole thing, but they were saying that they want to have
What's a
more
bad
things.
TV series? Some people didn't like She-Hulk, but that was exactly what it should have been based off the She-Hulk character in comics.
Yeah.
Some people didn't like WandaVision.
I mean, I didn't like WandaVision, but I don't throw shade at it.
Yeah.
I don't like sitcoms, so I mean, like honestly, I was like, oh, I was not gonna like this from the beginning. It didn't grab me really. Oh, I saw the last episode. I'm like, this is interesting. The only problem with WandaVision is they shit it all away in fucking Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the biggest problem. Is it felt like she was trying to redeem herself, and I thought, like at a point, like, oh, she's gonna redeem herself. Like, oh nope, she's a bad guy. Okay, we're done.
Yep.
No problem with that. Like as a story element, I just felt like it. One of the problems I have, and I'm going to go on a very quick rant, is that when a future media shits on an earlier media, in like an Alien 3 to Aliens thing, I don't care if Alien 3 is good or not. You killed off all the survival and the whole fucking point for that Sigourney Weaver's character Ripley was fighting for through the second one, in the third one, just because you want to tell a different story. That you just destroyed the entire ending of her saving Newt and everything. It's fucking. I will never watch that movie because it's terrible. Don't shit on the movie. You need to make your movie fit the end. That's what's problem. This is one of the problems with Mortal
Don't
Kombat
hate on
Annihilation.
Alien versus Predator.
It has nothing to do with those, luckily, because I couldn't finish that movie. It was that boring.
Alien versus Predator.
Yeah. The beginning of it, I'm
That
like,
was the first Predator movie I ever saw.
I'm sorry.
God. Yeah.
I,
Well, at least from there, it went up.
Yeah.
Like, from what I understand, even Alien vs. Predator 2, which I haven't seen because I have standards, is better than that. And you just know where to go but up.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it.
All right.
I hate it when things say shit on earlier things.
And with that note, that's the end of our podcast. Guys, it is 8:30. We appreciate everybody listening and watching and coming and hanging out. We are going to send you to Aggie Lawgirl, where you can guess that she is playing MechWarrior Online.
Loot bag event. She's trying to get her loot bags.
And loot bagging. As always, we appreciate you. We appreciate you listening here, there, everywhere. We appreciate you saying hi. If you're coming to Warfare Weekend, make sure you come and say hi to me. I have no problem with that. Just make sure you come out and have a good time. As always, if you see something, say something. If you can do something, do something. And if you hear something, you can do something. If you can't do something, find somebody that will, because there will always be somebody that will. Please take care of yourself. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
And Nerd's not listening.
I'm
Somebody's been drinking too much. We are out of here.
Oh, it's about me drinking too much for once.